everyone, welcome to a cool little episode of BioLogic Science News. Today I want to talk about the latest news coming out of a site in the Jura Mountains between France and Switzerland. There's a site here that was discovered by French researchers in 2009, and they've been working on it ever since. It's important to paleontologists because it contains the largest set of dinosaur footprints ever found. Local researchers claim that these tracks were left by some species of dinosaur that had to have come in at about 35 meters from snout to tip of the tail, and weighing in at about 35 to 40 tons. Subsequent research has expanded the site and uncovered a trail of steps, or a trackway, of 110 fossilized footprints, extending for more than 155 meters. If you're not familiar with the world of dinosaur footprints and the latest discoveries of those kind of fossils, you should be made aware that this is an amazing find. A world record, actually. It's the largest dinosaur trackway that's ever been discovered. It's believed that the dinosaur tracks were created about 150 million years ago, sometime during the Jurassic period, when the local landscape was nothing more than a vast shelf of carbonate minerals submerged in warm, shallow water, kind of like a continental shelf that's studded with islands. The ground here would have been soft, composed of just layers and layers of sediment slowly deposited over time, so a huge multi-ton dinosaur walking around would have clearly deformed the ground and left behind these massive prints that can get covered with more sediment and then get more or less fossilized. The presence of large dinosaurs implies that this region, which is currently between the dry, rocky landscapes of Iran and the hot desert landscapes of Saudi Arabia, this landscape was at one point relatively fertile, perhaps even marshy or swampy. The abundance of vegetation would have attracted dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs would have only stayed and been present there for a prolonged period of time if there was a stable ecosystem and enough vegetation to feed them. The tracks give us a little bit of insight into the physiology of the dinosaur that left them behind. The impressions in the soil are between 94 and 103 centimeters wide, which gives us a rough size estimate for their feet. They have 5 fingers and 5 toes, arranged in arcs along the front side of the ends of their limbs. Each step would have brought the dinosaur's foot forward about 2.8 meters, or about 11 feet, and its disturbance of the soil suggests that it was moving at about 4 kilometers an hour. These details, plus the weight and the size estimates, place the track-making species somewhere in the same genus as Brontosaurus, although this particular individual is being categorized as a new ichnospecies called Brontopodus plugnensis. An ichnospecies is a species that's inferred from tracks or marks or residues left behind by their activity or by their presence in a region. They're not categorized by actual fossilized remains that have been found, only like peripheral secondary activity. But perhaps one day the French researchers who are working at the Jura site will find these mineralized remains of one or more of these dinosaurs, and so we'll get a better look at the sauropods who walked across our planet 150 million years ago.